Our next guest brought a special blend of jazz and blues to the mainstream.
Hit debut albums occasionally happen in popular music, but few had the impact and success of Norah Jones' 2002 release, Come Away With Me.
Come away with me in the night.
Her mix of pop, jazz and blues enticed listeners everywhere, winning her a swag of Grammys and selling 27 million copies. Avoiding the fallout that such stardom can bring, Norah instead continued making the music she wanted to make, resulted in 7 more albums, including her latest, Begin Again. Norah's now in the country for her nearly sold-out tour to show us that a healthy dose of her smooth, sultry music is just what we need.
What a treat this is. Would you please welcome Norah Jones? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the country. It's great to have you here.
It's great to be back.
We were talking today about how you don't turn up in tabloid headlines. We don't hear all this stuff about you. And then you look at your stats. 9 Grammys, 50 million album sales.
I don't believe that. That's crazy.
Have you been paid for those?
So how do you do that without being like a pop star?
I don't know. I just lucked out, I guess.
Was it a conscious decision? Because obviously you were thrust really firmly into the limelight with that first album, and I can imagine it'd be pretty discombobulating in a lot of ways. Did you sort of feel that and say, whoop, this isn't for me, I'm going to take a step back in some way? Because you would have to orchestrate that in a way, right?
I mean, I think it's a little bit more about what I didn't do than what I did. You know what I mean? I think I just didn't do certain things that maybe make people a little more curious.
All right, list all of those things.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's different now. It's different now, you know, because everybody has a camera and social media. But back then, it wasn't quite like it is now.
well, when you exploded, like, there would have been no doubt new producers and people who wanted a piece of you and to advise you. Did you get like weird suggestions of where you should go next, like where people were trying to turn you into a hip hop star or something like that?
I probably got some, but I don't know. I think my first album being successful, it was already such an oddball success because it wasn't a formula of something.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was trying to turn it into a formula.
How
you know?
empowering is it then when you just make the music that you want to make? You're not trying to, it seems, like please anyone. You're just doing it for yourself. How empowering is that?
I feel super lucky. I know how lucky I am. Yeah.
But it's also authentic for us.
Well, that's good.
You know, I think that's the appeal of you, is we hear that and we hear that you're doing what you love rather than what someone's telling you to do. Do you think that's part of the appeal?
Yeah, I think I was. I mean, I'm no genius, but I was smart enough to know on the first record that, yeah, people liked that about it. So I wasn't trying to, you know, make it into something else.
You were having a little giggle when you saw this video. Well, what were you giggling about?
Oh, the desert video.
Yeah.
Well, I think I was laughing because I put my whole band in the video and I made my drummer be the jogger and my bass player be the, you know, it was funny.
Was that a budget thing, or did you just want to make them uncomfortable?
Well, it was really hot. I actually made my record guy, whose idea was to do a video, wear the bunny suit in like 110-degree weather, I think.
Yeah.
Is it interesting? I mean, obviously, that song, people know that song and that album, you know, they associate that with you so strongly. And all of these years later, and all of these sales and albums, and all of these awards, what's your relationship like with that song and that album?
It's good. I mean, I think, you know, you can get sick of certain songs for sure, but it's been great. It's a great song. I'm glad it wasn't a song I hated. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And what about this album? Sounds quite different. Are you always sort of looking at different ways to push yourself musically? Like, do you just want every single song that you do on every record to be like super different?
Not completely consciously in that way, but I think I just look for inspiration. And I think, you know, if you don't change it up a little, it's easy to not stay inspired.
Yeah, but it's hard to change it.
Yeah.
Especially within an album, and make it sound like an album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, this new album that I'm putting out is actually more of a collection of singles.
Right.
So it's not really, it's very different from every other album I've made because it's just a collection of songs I've been putting out that are not really related. Like I've been trying to do this thing where I collaborate every few months with anyone, pretty much.
Be careful saying anyone.
Okay, well, I mean,
I have some ideas, Norah.
anyone I want.
You have incredible taste in your collaborations, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
So the legends you've played with, I mean, check these names: Ray Charles, Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton. I mean, these people, they've got a future in the business. You know?
I've been lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
What's
I have.
Well, no, that's incredible, though. Like, was there a pinch yourself moment amongst all that, or do you just kind of get used to having these sorts of collaborations?
I mean, yeah, when you get a call to sing with Ray Charles or Dolly Parton, I mean, yes, of course. It's surreal. These are people I grew up with. But it's been fun.
You are an incredible musician with the instruments you play, but for me, your vocal ability, Norah, is just exceptional. When I'm listening to your music, it sounds so effortless, but every word pierces me with the emotion. Are you someone that is able to go in there and do a one take, or do you have to work really hard at getting that effect?
For me, like, if it doesn't kind of come out spontaneously, then it's hard, and I have to come back to it. It's better quick and fast and furious.
So
just get it done. It's more spontaneous that way. You know, I think it hits you a little more genuinely.
So when you got something like Come Away With Me,
Yeah.
was that something that you went in and then it was just one take because you were in that right moment?
That one was hard because we had a demo of it that was more in the moment, and then we ended up wanting to make it slower, which is funny because it's so slow. But Don't Know Why actually was a one-take demo that we ended up not even thinking we were going to use for the album, but it was so good we just used it.
We have a photo that I saw on your Instagram page today that I just love, that we all love. This is you in your kitchen.
Not my kitchen. Not my kitchen.
Oh, not your kitchen, but
No.
how big is that kitchen, by the way? Give us some perspective.
That was at a music studio. That was on Thanksgiving.
You're sitting on an esky, which means you'll be very welcome here in
I'm
Australia.
sure, yes.
The new album, Begin Again, is out tomorrow. Would you please thank Norah Jones?
Here we go.
Oh, look at her face. Oh, no.
Get on the right.
Oh, she's
Get on the
making
right.
me feel sick.
Screaming.
Oh,
And then
no.
she faints. She faints.
Oh, no.
Get ready for it. Get ready for it. She faints again. And she comes back.
Oh my god! This is my worst nightmare!
Oh, that's...